Well, it's been a while, hasn't it, zombies? Sorry for the long wait. Things have been happening here. Um, we're going to be going through the same routine over and over again. Let's do the calendar, shall we? 11:54 on a Saturday morning on June 18th, 2022. The Weaver John C. from Rosamond, California. Is that enough for you? Good. I had enough with it myself. Oh, yeah. A lot of things. And again, I look at my surroundings and like, of what a lot of things am I referring to? I have tried to keep track of what's been going on these days, and I keep hearing the he said, she said, they said, us versus them, you must, you must, you must. I promise the world, I promise, and then nothing. Nothing. It's like, why even promise in the first place? You notice what's not there in the cabinet. Yeah. I decided to take down Old Glory because it's not July 4th yet. It wasn't about to last that long. It's one thing if I'm keeping the Christmas decorations up because I'll refresh them when I can. I just wanted something a little positive out just to give me something. If not something to cry over or cry about or something to be miserably depressed about. But then again, if I actually had nothing out, that'd be even worse. So consider it a balance point that some things I consider out and about. But having a patriotic flag is not exactly one of those items. Singular purpose on those things is to spell out what kind of insanity you've got going on inside your head. I said it. I said it. I should call it the political insanity at this point. We are so insane with our politics and our political viewpoints, it's not even funny. I already got enough problems right now as it is living my own damn life and dealing with my own mental status and trying to survive and trying to deal and trying to cope. But the things I cannot deal or cope with at this point over here is dealing with someone's mouth saying, you must, you must, you must, you must, you must, you must, you must. And what they're musting me into is something of their making and not mine. I'll turn on YouTube, for example, and I'll hear the political pundits go crazy on both ends. And I'll hear them using excerpts on both sides, making their points. Yes, I am a registered Democrat. I'm a lifer. I'm a super lifer. But what I'm not is an extremist at this point over here. Now, I know there are some things I will agree to, and other things I'll just merely say needs more discussion on it before I can actually honestly agree with you. But when we're talking about parties being yanked away by extremisms and they think they've got the right and the other guy's got the wrong, so now I gotta be what? I don't know, you tell me. But then again, a lot of people are telling me what I'm supposed to think and I'm supposed to feel at this point on, aren't you? By discovery alone, I can tell you that there are some things that I don't like, and there's things I do like, and other things that I miss. And I discover either I missed them because on purpose or I missed them because of something else. Okay, let's use food. Let's use the term food. Okay? Okay. Now, growing up as kids, you are subject to a lot of various new flavors coming down the pipeline. You got your snack foods out there. You got your dinner plates, you got your lunch plates, you got your breakfast plates. People trying to vie for your stomach as well as for your wallet. They want to know what they can feed you. And are you going to be willing to pay the price for that? Just how much of an appetite and just how much of an addiction have you already made regarding their food? Breakfast cereals are one thing. Loaded up with a hell of a lot of sugar, and that's all you get addicted to is the sugar. If there's any crunch in there, good luck on it. Damn thing gets soggy in milk, especially if we're talking about corn or rice based, and also wheat based. They're soluble when it comes down for liquids. Other than that, they're not pretty solid, stable, and you need to get the liquid in your mouth to get them solid, destabilized, so you can mash them up and eat them that way. Especially when you're dealing with cream of wheat or you're dealing with oatmeal. Basically, cream of wheat, actually. And how is that equated to everyday politics? Well, they bought you and sold you. There was a cereal called Product 19 a long time ago. Multi-generation, multi-grained, multivitamins, a lot of them loaded into the damn thing. Bit of a sweet taste, just not much. But it was just enough of a taste there to get your appetite going. And I ate it for years and I enjoyed it. Till they took it off the damn market and I could no longer find the damn thing. So now I got corn flakes, which are cheapy things, which have been out there a lot longer than Product 19. But I like the Product 19 because it got the more vitamins and nutrients than cornflakes did, or even Cheerios. And because I get older, I have to deal with a different type of cereal now. Multi-grain, not to mention rougher in the grains. I deal with wheat. I deal with something that'll scrape out the damn colon one way or another. Not exactly politics, but it is food we're talking about here. Food that we like, food that we got addicted to, food that we can eat and digest and be good for our technical health here. But when you have an idea that comes across, that doesn't mean a damn thing, and yet we're supposed to be following this damn thing. Okay. Product 19 versus Captain Crunch. What? You think there's no comparison? Captain Crunch was supposed to be loaded with some nutrients in the thing. 19, well, it got a bunch of nutrients in the damn thing, not to mention having great taste, but not that much sweet. You had to add the sugar to it. But then there's no comparison to it either. It's not a lot sweet to Captain Crunch, and yet Captain Crunch was everyone's addiction because it's all sugar. Shredded wheat versus puffed rice. Super Sugar Crisp. There's puffed rice, and then there's Super Sugar Crisp. You got your processed sugar glaze on it, which makes it sweet, which makes it delectable for the palate. Doesn't do anything concerning about your digestive system in the first place, not much. But shredded wheat. We're talking about the little squares that have the frosting on it. Or we're talking about the big ass blocks at this point over here that you had to crumple up like crazy, put it into your cereal bowl, toss in fruit, whatever kind of sweets you have in the damn thing to eat it that way. A lot of roughage though. Some people just keep swearing by the shredded wheat blocks because they don't like the sweetness on it. They no longer had the taste for it. Well, I like the I like the wheat blacks, the mini wheat blacks with some sugar on it, some sweetness. At least I don't have to add my own damn thing. And I can eat it that way. What's wrong with that? Of course, some people process it with different things, like Quaker Oat squares. I'll deal with the sweetness as is, if there is any sweetness to it, or just add to it. But it's still good for the gut. But I'm being pestered by ultra supercalifragilisticexpialidocious cereal out there. The ultimate in the type 2 diabetes war. Guaranteed to put you over the edge with so much sugar, with so much honey, with so much sweetness, with so much gooey goodness that it's better for you than the Quaker Oat squares. Okay, here's a question. How does your colon and how does your bowels deal with it? How does your intestines deal with it? How does your gut deal with it? All that gooey sugar that you keep putting into the damn gut left and right. It's bad enough when I keep drinking coffee with that much sugar. It gets to me at times. But I can't keep pumping in that damn crap in my system without it having a detrimental effect to my digestive system. And yet I can have a bunch of, I don't know, maybe granola with raisins in it, or even the oat squares with raisins in it, and know that it's good for my gut. I can eat that, it's no problem. But if I'm going in for the ooey goodness at this point over here, or just about barely covering nutritional, I'll deal with Kellogg's Pop Tarts. Kellogg's Pop Tarts. Multi-flavored. I can have strawberry. I can have blueberry. I can have brown sugar. I can have cookies and cream. Or better yet, Nutri-Grain bars. Have apple in them too. On the outside, it's supposed to be healthy. And the inside, just flavor. And yet, this is the kind of stuff that we constantly eat left and right. Equate this to the political hype we're getting these days. You know, with all this hot stuff coming out of people's mouths and sickly sweet it sounds like in our ears and our brains, that we're just going Google and gaga over the damn thing, just how much of it's substance and how much of it is not. Is it going to be putting us into a damn diabetic coma or what, or worse? It's the only way I can try equating with it on some occasions is how much junk food are we willing to digest in our system until the damn stuff kills us? It's like how many Big Macs does it take until we get a heart attack? Case in point. There was, I heard a long time ago, and still may be there, a cafe run by or owned by a cardiologist. He was so concerned about America's health that he made a last dying trip. Of course, he wasn't going to die. He was just going to kill people at the same time. If they're willing to indulge on fast food until they die, then let's give them a proper send-off. Let's make these damn burgers so damn juicy, tasty, and multiple, or in size anyway, that all that will be clogging their arteries and giving them a quick trip to the hospital, which was, I think, close by. They call it the Heart Attack Cafe. Small enough burger would be barely enough, but some people wanted the larger ones. And you actually see some of the people coming in there with their girth. Gives me another reason to stay the hell away from Las Vegas area for a while. If I wanted that much, if I really wanted that much heart attack on that one, I wouldn't. But I have to keep equating it to the to the crap we keep listening to, which is good for us and which is about to kill us. Give us a heart attack, stress, stroke us out, put us into a coma. Of course, you're probably shaking your head at this point so over here and asking me, why am I equating it with food? Because it's the only relative thing I can think of. This is the only relative thing I can think of that we actually have any control over our bodies. That we actually have control over our damn health. Of course, some people will be screaming and yelling, we don't have that because. Actually, we do. Despite being surrounded by processed food, it's how we're using it, how we're utilizing it, and how much are we utilizing it. Yes, we do like to have the natural stuff because we're supposed to be having the natural stuff, us human beings. But then again, we got so used to our processed stuff right now. It's no wonder we're keeping the doctors busy too much in the ER with strokes and heart attacks and everything else going on with our health. We can't get enough of the natural stuff because we can't get any of the natural stuff. So we're stuck with the canned and we're stuck with the processed. And we have to deal with fast food deals with us. The choices we have to make. Dealing with our own direct health. We are ingesting the stuff into our mouth, into our bloodstream. Screws around with our body and we get to evacuate it out. Now either we do it the hard way, with the hard stuff coming out, or if we had enough roughage going in it, I don't know if the oil or grease would lubricate it or not, but I think that would be lubricating more of our arteries than anything else. And if we can break it down, fine, but if we can't break it down, we're screwed. And there's your arterial sclerosis right there. Build up for the heart attack. But supposedly nuts, if we can get them. Good scrapers. At least they'll help out with the other end there. Now, how does that equate with the politics? You could probably say. What is he trying to equate this with politics? Because after all the vile and filth I keep hearing from these guys, I might as well talk about food instead of talking about these guys, because these guys are giving me acid indigestion. And the only way to get rid of acid indigestion is either by avoiding a damn thing, the food altogether, or you take processed medications that actually have sugar in the damn shit, or milk fat. Or maybe medications that'll limit the acid production in your stomach. With the acid production in our stomach, we could try doing biofeedback just to relax us a bit. Learn some calming techniques, meditation, just to get us unwound and get us back on track. And then again, maybe we like ourselves so damn stressed out that we're willing to give ourselves a heart attack just to not deal with anything or anybody for that matter. And yes, there are bugs flying around this place. I kid you not. Flies. Stress or not stress? But some things actually add to stress. And add a lot that should not have. Have I made any sense at this point? Have I gotten you confused? The things that you listen to concerning about someone else's viewpoint. How much of that is it going to be digestible in your brain and in your gut? Or how much of a detriment is going to be to drive you insane? It's up to you. I heard that conservatives want to believe in alternate theories, alternate facts when presented to them, according to the liberal side. And the conservatives think the liberals are in control of everything else, that they're not willing to give up control, that they're wanting the power they want. They blame everything on liberals and Democrats, and they blame it all. They can't find a solution for something, so they blame. We see it, when we're liberals, as dumber than dumb shit because they don't know how to apply. If they do, they would have been get off their dead ass and get shit done. Now, somebody will probably throw me a zinger on this one if they actually seen my videos and then hear this right now and say, wait a second, what did he just say? I've got to rewind that back. Well, rewind it back and listen again. And then you'll probably ring up, well, wait a second, he's been not doing anything because he's been grieving. I don't understand. And this is the reason why we have to have education and also examples left and right. Now, the title of my damn thing is Diary of a Griever. Me. I've been dealing with a hell of a lot. I've been dealing with the grief. I've been dealing with the pain. I've been dealing with everyone else's issues left and right. Turn on the damn news and I gotta hear everyone going blah 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 blah. It's their fault. It's their fault. It's their fault. Their fault. Their fault. Nobody ever decides to say whether or not if nobody's at fault, it just is, and just deal with the shit. I have to deal with my shit. I don't have time. I'm not making any time to listen to someone else going, it's their fault. It's. Or even better than that. Even better than that. People will throw out religion. They'll throw out the revelation. They'll throw out creation. They'll throw out something that's going to say, he's coming. Be warned. The end is near. Well, let's see. I'll have to find some good 60s and 70s songs to reflect those kind of times. Not to mention the 80s. I know I heard that there's a couple of 80s songs about that. I'll hook them up to my computer and start playing them left and right. But you don't understand. We must panic. Well, it's you having a coronary and a heart attack. But if I'm going to have it, it's going to be because I've ingested too much crap as it is. Didn't exercise enough, so I've added arteriosclerosis, hypertension, and I probably need to have a good rotor-rooter job in my veins. Not going to like it. I'll tell you the truth. I haven't walked outside in a hell of a long while. I haven't walked any long distances in a long while anyway. Getting hotter and hotter, so it's going to get bitcher. It's going to get more of a pain in the ass. I know it's far easier just to sit here and just be nothing. Therefore, get hemorrhoids and then suffer through those. Deal with the situation that comes from hemorrhoids. Deal with the pain and everything else. But listening to people going, even outside, they're not talking politics, they're talking real life. They're talking about their own lives. They're talking about things happening around them. The politicians want you stirred up, freaked out. That way they can force feed you whatever kind of crap they've got going down. Me, I'm like, knock to the hand. Equated with bad food. You eat bad or rotten food, and what do you get in your stomach? Acid indigestion. Maybe get a trip to the hospital. Or maybe not. Syrup of Ipecac. You still got to deal with a sour stomach afterwards. Okay, they say ginger ale. Doesn't work. People have also said about ginger tea. Well, got that now. See how that works. Just something to satisfy and soothe the tummy. Meanwhile, I still gotta be careful what the hell I eat and drink. And what am I drinking constantly here? Water. A disappearing commodity or resource. Going, going, gone. And once it's gone, resource war. Yeah. How you extremists on both sides going to deal with a resource war, especially when you guys screwed yourselves over and everybody else at the same time? Mad Max, here we come.